Unai Emery is back in the Premier League. Aston Villa moved swiftly last night to appoint the former Arsenal manager to replace Steven Gerrard.
I've noticed a little trend in his CV. Emery loves to manage a club with Villa in the name.
Yes, this will be his third. Aston Villa, that's after Sevilla.
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. And there's Villarreal as well, who is departed to join Villa, who've paid them £5.2 million in compensation. Emery won't be able to get going just yet, though, with work permit formalities, meaning he'll officially start on November the 1st. That's after this weekend's trip to Newcastle, a club whom Emery turned down an approach from last year. Here's what Jamie Carragher had to say about the appointment last night.
I'm a huge fan of Unai Emery, and he's had a lot of his success with, I would say, teams just below the elite, almost fighting against the biggest clubs. I think it didn't quite go so well for him at Arsenal. But you look at what he did with Villarreal, Europa League winners, how far they pushed Liverpool in the Champions League. And I think it's that type of sort of manager, brilliant at Valencia, always getting them into the Champions League places. So I don't think he's the type of manager, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way for a Barcelona or a Real Madrid, but Valencia, Aston Villa, almost trying to compete against teams who've got more money. He gets his teams really organised, and he's a super coach. But maybe not for maybe the biggest names in the planet, but for Aston Villa right now, great appointment.
So Emery left Arsenal in November 2019. He managed 78 games in the Premier League, winning 43, drawing 16 and losing 19. His win rate was just over 55%. He also took them to the Europa League final in 2019. Emery leaves Villarreal 7th in La Liga, 4 points off the Champions League places following their last-minute win against Almeria at the weekend. His success of winning the 2021 Europa League, beating Manchester United in the final, and then reaching the Champions League semi-finals last season would certainly have attracted Villa. He also won 3 successive Europa Leagues during his time with Sevilla and then Paris Saint-Germain. He won the league title there and 4 domestic cups. That's a total of 9 major trophies. Emery takes over a Villa side that have regained their confidence after beating Brentford 4-0 at the weekend. It was just their 3rd win of the Premier League season. And that result leaves them 15th in the table, just 3 points above the relegation zone, but Lee Hendry believes they can certainly move up the league.
He's got a great squad of players there for sure, and listen, if he can get the best out of what he's got there, there's still more than enough to make sure that Villa steer up the table and certainly finish around mid-table. There's quality in abundance, particularly in that forward line. And I know he likes to work on his defensive units. Hopefully he can get that formula right and start to make his football club move forward again, because I think everyone's getting so frustrated, particularly Villa fans and particularly myself.
Well, he'll miss this weekend's game against Newcastle because of his work permit application. It means he'll officially start his Aston Villa tenure with back-to-back matches against Manchester United. And you can watch the League Cup match on Sky Sports. Villa are also live on Sky against Brighton. Then after the World Cup, it's a tricky run. Liverpool at home on Boxing Day, then Tottenham away on New Year's Day.